This is another story at the Reach bookstore that's available for you to take home and read with your family. It's called Charlie Cook's Favorite Book, and it's written by Julia Donaldson as the author, and Axel Scheffler is the illustrator, the person who does the pictures. And this again is about reading and about using your imagination. Charlie Cook's Favorite Book. And it starts with a whole row of books. This one is Shiver Me Timbers, Fairy Tales from a Forgotten Island, The Barrow Annual, Joust Joking, Incredible Stories of Real Birds, A Country Childhood, Tales for Jails, My First Encyclopedia, and Out of This World, a collection of ghost stories. And those are the stories he's going to read as he's spending his day using his imagination. You can go anywhere with a book. Once upon a time, there was a boy called Charlie Cook who curled up in a cozy chair and read his favorite book. He's got his trusty dog with him, and he got a good pair of slippers here. Here's another dog, and then he evidently has been playing with toys. He had a little snack. Mom's out in the kitchen doing the dishes while he's reading, and here the kitty's peeking in to see what's going on in the other room. Shiver Me Timbers, the story of an old sea dog. About a leaky pirate ship that very nearly sank, and a pirate chief who got the blame and had to walk the plank. The chief swam to an island and went digging with his hook. At last he found a treasure chest, and in it was a book. And this says, Captain Overboard. Fairy Tales from a Forgotten Island. About a girl called Goldilocks and 3 indignant bears, that means they were real upset, who cried, Who's had our porridge? Who's been sitting in our chairs? They went into the bedroom, and Baby Bear said, Look, she's in my bed, and what is more, she's got my favorite book. The Barrow Annual. About Sir Percy Pilkington, a bold and fearless knight who told the dragon, Wait! I'm not quite ready for the fight. You must hear this one first. And then his armor clanked and shook as he read aloud a joke he'd found inside his favorite book. Ho, ho, ho! I think the dragon liked it. Wasn't so happy at the beginning. About Rowena Read-aloud, a very well-read frog who jumped upon a lily pad and jumped upon a log. They jumped into the library that stood beside the brook. Brook means a little stream. And went, Read it, read it, read it, as she jumped upon a book. About an oak tree full of birds, each bird had built a nest, and they had a competition to decide which one was best. They chose an old owl to judge it, and the winner was a rook whose nest was lined with pages from his very favorite book. About a girl who saw a flying saucer in the sky. Some small green men were in it, and they waved as they flew by. She tugged her mother's sleeve and said, "Look, Mom, what I've just seen." But Mom said, "Hush, I'm trying to read my favorite magazine." About a wicked jewel thief who stole the king's best crown. Dr. Foster's patented galoshes, new. "I never go to Gloucester without them," says a delighted Dr. Foster. But then got stuck behind some sheep, which slowed his car right down. The king got on the phone, and soon the cops had caught the crook and flung him into prison, where he read his favorite book. Situations vacant. Governess required for Lady Mary, age 7. The child is sadly quite contrary. She insists she sees aliens in the garden. A strict governess is required who can curb this vivid imagination. Apply with references to Lady Fotherington, the old rookery, Banbury Cross. In other words, those are advertisements in that magazine. About a greedy crocodile, says Prison Library, do not damage, who got fed up with fish and went on land to try to find some other kind of dish. In other words, he's tired of fish. He wants something else to eat. He went into a bookshop, and he there grew even greedier while reading on page 90 of a large encyclopedia. The encyclopedia says, "Cake, a mixture of nice things, usually baked in the oven. It is eaten for dessert and on special occasions like birthdays and Christmas. The Queen's birthday cake, it took 6 trucks to carry the cocoa munchies for the Queen's birthday cake to the palace. The cake also required 4,276 chocolate bars and 739 bags of marshmallows. The special extra large cake tin was made by the royal blacksmith using 2,647 melted down horseshoes. Famous cake eaters, the world's most famous cake eaters are the Bunn twins of York, England. At the age of 6, they became the youngest ever winners of the York Festival cake eating competition. At 10, they had to be taken to the hospital after knocking each other out while both reaching for the same slice of cake. Their dog then ate the cake. The cake was so delicious that a famous spaceman took a slice of it to Jupiter. He also took a book. About a ghost who glided round a castle every night, carrying her head and giving everyone a fright. She kept it up till morning, then she found a shady nook and put her head back on again to read her favorite book. About a cozy armchair and a boy called Charlie Cook. And as he's been reading, he has all these different characters visiting him, which is what happens when you read a good book. They come to you, or you go to where they are, in a combination of all of the above. So hopefully you're reading every day, 20 minutes a day at least, and enjoying lots and lots of good books this summer. Bye-bye.